a moral obligation to intervene in Liberia?
Well, there's no question there's a unique relationship between Liberia and the United States, and I suspect that's why we're, and I don't suspect, I know that's why we're very much engaged in the discussions about how to bring a peaceful and secure Liberia and to be. I mean, yes, there's a unique history between the United States and Liberia.
Mr. President, because all this boils down to leadership, what is the best thing the U.S. can do to discourage despotic and dictatorial rulerships in Africa and promote democracy, true democracy?
Well, I appreciate that question. One thing is we can help deal with the AIDS pandemic. A society which is ravaged by AIDS is a society which is likely to be unstable. And therefore, if we can bring good health care to the millions who suffer and love to the orphans that have, whose parents might have died from AIDS, it makes it easier to have a stable platform for growth. Secondly, trade. I'm a big backer of what they call AGOA, which is a trade agreements between African countries and the United States. Trade is more likely to make societies prosperous. Our aid program needs to have needs to promote the habits necessary for the evolution of a free society. In other words, we're not going to give money to corrupt rulers. We're not going to give money to non-transparent societies. The American taxpayer and this American president believes that in return for aid, and we've got a generous amount of aid available, we expect people to take care of their people by educating them and creating a good health care. We expect there to be market-oriented economies growing, and we expect the rulers to be thoughtful and mindful of who they represent, and that is the people of their country, not themselves or a ruling elite.
Mr. President, on the area of terrorism, which parts of Africa do you consider the hot spots for terrorism, and what role is the U.S. playing, especially with the regional leaders, to ensure that you're achieving the desired goal?
Well, unfortunately, a hot spot now is your country, Kenya, and we are very closely working with the government there. And I will tell you, the Kenyan government is very strong when it comes to fighting terror. The best thing we can do is share intelligence, is to work closely with the intelligence gathering services of a particular country, and then when we find information, provide that information and encourage the government to act. And Kenya has done a good job of working with the United States to protect Kenya, and that's what we want. We want people to be able to defend themselves against terror. And unfortunately, some terrorists have been, and this has all come to light recently. Obviously, there was a bombing in Kenya, and now it looks like there may be some action there as well. But the government is making some very strong moves.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Vincent, thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you.